about to come up. World, thank you for taking the time to read my LinkedIn post. And my name is Elijah Morgano, the Motivational Morgano, the Prosperity Purpose Patron. Today's topic is going to be about what making a difference is. What making a difference means to me. And all honesty, I was in a leadership summit a couple weeks ago in our downtown library, hosted by some awesome organization called Points of Life Foundation. And we had a roundtable leadership discussion, and this question was brought up about what does it mean to make a difference. And there are about 30 plus people in there, and in all honesty, it was all ages, all backgrounds in there. And I'm thinking to myself, like, everybody's idea of making some type of contribution or difference is different. We're all different individuals. We're all human beings, but at the end of the day, we all have different beliefs, habits, good habits, bad habits. We have different upbringings and things of that nature. So I know that everybody wanted to get a chance to say what made a difference to them, but I have an opportunity to give my perspective. And I would love to hear anybody that was at that event. I would love to hear their perspective. But this is my point of view of what makes a difference, what means to me. First and foremost, in order for me to make a difference in the world, I have to make a difference in myself. Let me tell you a little bit about me. In all honesty, this person that y'all see today, the person that y'all see posting, I wasn't always that person. I grew up in mainly poverty-stricken neighborhoods, single mom, raising two boys, and we always had a good family structure. We had a good family system as far as my aunts and grandmas and mothers being in the house. So no real male role models, no real male figures to kind of look up to, and that weighed heavily on my upbringing. Didn't know how to really interact with other guys that were in better positions than I was, that I thought were smarter than me. But so that's why a single mom and no real male role models in this poverty-stricken neighborhood. These are tons of things or strikes that was held against me. But for some odd reason, I made it out. And I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Like, I barely made it out. I'm 31 years old. Several years ago, I was looking at some jail time. I was doing something that I wasn't supposed to, and in all honesty, like I said, growing up in the neighborhoods that I grew up with, what I was doing was common. So I had 6 years over my head, and when I was sitting in there, I was like, man, if I get out of this circumstance, I'm gonna change me, I'm gonna change my life. 6 years was turned into 6 days. A felony was turned into a misdemeanor, and long and behold, my life has changed for the better ever since. In all honesty, they say that you would have to have some life-altering circumstance in order to want to change your life for the better, and I had that life-altering circumstance. If those of you know me, I have 5 kids, and my children was going to be the ones that suffered the most. So when I got out, I decided to change my life for the better. Actually, I had to. The jobs that I normally could get, I could no longer get with the type of charge that I had on my record. So it forced me into a personal development, seeking new opportunities. So that you don't realize that personal development allows you to change your whole perspective. Like, if I have to compare it to something, I would compare it to like a kid, a baby. when they learn, I have a newborn. When she learns, she's learning everything for the first time: how to feed herself, learn about her hands, her feet. But she's constantly growing and teaching herself. That's similar to what personal development is. And you got to ask yourself two questions when you're finding out what purpose you serve, or how can you give back, or how can you make a difference in society. And those two questions are: what makes you happy, and how could your purpose help the rest of mankind, or the rest of the people that you're connected to? So I asked myself those questions, and like I said, it started taking me back, and I started doing tons of different positive, productive things, replacing the bad habits with good habits, waking up early, pouring substance into my life, associating with people who were in positions or that knew more than I knew, and actually stepping outside of the box. If y'all ever heard me step outside the box, I don't like to use that anymore. In all honesty, there is no box. But at this point in time in my life, I was living in a sheltered box life circumstance, and so doing those things, and within a year and a half doing those things, my association changed, my network started to expand. The people that I was connected to were starting to actually be affected by the positivity that was in my life. I read this book by Greg Olson called The Slight Edge. And in this book it says, in life you're either infecting people or affecting people you come in contact with. So in all honesty, man, it was profound to me that I wanted to affect people. And in all honesty, I wanted to see if this worked. So I decided to, all the way out my comfort zone, talk to people on a daily basis. Talk to 10 strangers on a daily basis, or give a compliment to 10 strangers on a daily basis, or ask someone their name. Start a conversation with a complete stranger. Because in all honesty, I'm a firm believer that we're supposed to love thy neighbor. And in all honesty, how can we love them if we don't know what's going on, anything about them, or we don't know what's going on in their life? So I started to do those things, and like I said, it started to trickle. I started to read books daily. I started to wake up early to read books. I started to read the Word. I started to watch YouTubes and listen to audios when I was in the car, and you realize it slowly but surely, but your entire environment starts to change. So when I figured those things out, it was like I really excelled in school. I love school, so personal development was just like in school. I always wanted to be the one that raised his hand first, wanted to read out loud, wanted to solve a problem. So that made me happy when I was younger. Like school was my escape. And in all honesty, this personal development reminded me that made me happy. So the personal development, reading books, I finished over 20 books in the past year and a half. I'm in between about 4 or 5 books now. And I watch more YouTubes on personal development and speaking and marketing and branding than I do sports or playing video games like I used to. So I was like, you know what? Other people can benefit from this. So my way of making a difference is to touch 100,000 people and help them find their purpose and help them feel the happiness I feel. Understand that there's more to life than people just giving you a job, or you're just waiting for someone to give you a paycheck. You can actually monetize and live the life you wanted to live. Monetize whatever makes you happy. And as long as you're helping people, making money off of it is just a result of the success of you helping people. Let me play that back to you. Your success in life is directly connected to the amount of service you give out. I know, another profound thing. But it has worked. I've tried a 30-day challenge. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to run a 30-day challenge with a group of 24 select people. But I want to do, I did a 30-day challenge by myself. And it was the most amazing 30 days of my life. And all honesty, this has been the best year and a half of my 31 years of living. And I'm just so excited about the next 31 plus years of living. So my way of making a difference is 100,000 people within 5 years. Me affect 100,000 people within 5 years and helping them find a purpose, living passionately, and pursuing the mission in their life. Once again, my name is Elijah Morgano. I'm going to leave you with a positive quote. It stands for peace. Positive energy activates constant elevation. God bless.